remember what the segment's called, but
he's having
Here you go. What were you going to say? What sort of year was it, Em?
Apparently your reply was, mate, do you know who I am? Em had a sip of that stupid water bottle for the 6th week in a row.
Oh, mate, yeah, with a straight face. Can Cracker smile?
All right, it's been a while, but we're back. We've been pretty snowed under, a bit of work going on, hey, Em, but we've got a special guest today, one that's got a lot of interesting stuff outside of football, and that's Bailey Banfield, mate. Welcome.
Sorry, this is the Better Down Back podcast, by the way. Thought he was going to intro it properly.
They should all know by now.
But, Banners, we have been away for 2 weeks, so you can't blame him. How do you feel about being on the pod?
Thank you for having me. I feel like the name of the pod kind of suits me this year.
Yes, no, it does. We've gained a nice young defender. At 27 years old. What, you want me to call him old?
Yeah, I did.
That's mean. But no, we've gained another good defender. I don't know if anyone could have scripted this, Banners, that you'd be a defender at this point of the year, at the start of the year, but we'll take it the way you're going at the moment. How have you found it?
Yeah, I've been loving it. It definitely wasn't on the bingo card at the start of the year. Played about a quarter over my career so far. And then this year, got thrown in, and it was unfortunate circumstances with Coop in the Port Adelaide game, but coaches just said, go down back and see how you go, and went all right that game, and so they said, all right, we'll do it again and see how you go, and that's kind of been what I've been doing for the last 10 weeks and just trying to react on the go, and the boys have been great, setting me up and helping me learn and just figure out what I'm doing, and other than that, it's pretty simple, just punch and spoil and defend, and you keep it simple.
Pretty simple. No, it's great, Banners. Also, when you came in to speak to us girls about just being a role player, I think for a while there, your role was being the sub and then having to just come on and embrace challenge. And I feel like that just sums you up completely, is then you got this opportunity and you were just going to go in, grab it with both hands and just give it a crack. And you've ended up remaining in the team because you've been doing such a good bloody job.
Yeah, it doesn't really bother me where I play, wing, forward, half back, like as long as I'm in the team and I'm contributing, even sub, like early on in my career, I didn't like it as much, and like it is a really hard role mentally, but now I'm just, as long as I'm in the 23, it doesn't bother me where I'm playing, I just want to play.
But back is your favourite?
Back is my favourite currently.
It is. And we'll get into Banners and his footy journey and everything a little bit later on, Em. But yeah, we've had a couple of weeks off. I think we needed a couple of weeks off. We've been doing too much stuff together. We went into Nova. I didn't actually mind waking up early and not having Em chewing my ear off, but Nova decided to change that on me. Then we had an awkward photo shoot together.
No, it turned out okay though.
It was still weird.
It was weird. Yeah, it was weird because I don't think Jordan and I have ever put our arms around each other in our whole entire lives.
It was like we were brothers. It was like, give us one of them.
Okay, coming one-sided like that, I've come in for a nice hug and Jordan's gone the other, how you going, mate? I may as well have been in a headlock.
Yeah.
It was horrendous.
It was brother-sister vibes.
Yeah, well, it was severe brother-sister, but also when you just don't want to get too close, even more so. So
I hear it might not have been the most awkward pairing though.
No, we said John and Turbo definitely took the cake on that one.
Yeah, and JT and Gabby Newton weren't far behind either. Actually, Swag and Mim Strong was also another pairing.
So hang on, the fans now need to know what they need to look out for on the Instagram page when they get posted.
Were they mic'd up for this? Because that would have been an entertaining listen.
Hey, you would have heard cricket, Spanners.
There wasn't much chatter going on.
But no, speaking of Nova as well, I absolutely loved doing a double ep with Jord the other week, and it was so funny in the morning. He rocks up to the elevator at Nova and sees me and just turned the other way. I was like, good luck to you. But I'll let you get a word in.
Yeah, for the first 5 minutes. And then it was, all right, see you guys. Yeah, it was good to be on half an hour later.
But no, anyway, so I feel like that's our apology to you guys for why we haven't been on and why you've missed our voices, but hopefully you heard us on 93.7 anyway. We'll crack into our first segment, which is the Anchors in Action.
Hey, put on your Superman coat. It's Wolfie time. Let's go.
All right, so just a reminder that this is the segment where we shine a little bit of light on some unsung heroes around the footy club. Do you guys have any off the top of your head? You do?
Yep, Banners, you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go. Jeff Valentine is he was our ex-Peel coach. Actually coached me at Claremont, coached Geordie at school. and he's an absolute legend. He was our Peel coach, and then he's transitioned now into a head of development and more of a administration role. And yeah, love what he brings to the club. He's a great connector of the group, and as an ex-coach as well, he has a really good feel of footy, and he's able to connect with the boys that way as well. So I love hanging out with him, and he brings great energy to the club as well.
Love it. Is it Jeff or Joff? Or do people just call him Joff for fun?
Joffa is his nickname.
Joff's his nickname.
Which is
Joffrey.
pretty common for a
Because it's
person named Jeff.
G-E or is this G-J?
No, he's a G.
G, so that's
G-E-O,
Joff. Okay, great. That's good to clear things up there.
Yeah.
Anyways, mine is... No, it's actually something that I've always wondered. Because then I felt like I was calling him the wrong name all these years because I'd hear everyone say Joff.
Yeah,
You
it's just
don't know how nicknames work?
Yeah.
What if it was pronounced like that, Banners? Anyways, kidding. My unsung hero for this week is actually going to be a player. I haven't nominated a player all year, but Phil Seth. She was our emergency for round 1 on the weekend. She flew all the way to Melbourne to play in a scrimmage game with our non-playing players and then played a half there, went to the airport, showered in the Virgin Lounge, flew straight to Adelaide, and then obviously was with us girls overnight, heading into game day. They're obviously warming up with us and everything, preparing as an emergency, which would have been bloody tiring, obviously, all that travel, but her energy was incredible. So I thought I must give her a shout out.
Yep. No, well done, Phil. And racking up the frequent fly points as well.
Yeah, it's always nice to flip it to the positive. There you go.
That is a positive.
Yep.
Mine, I'm going to go with Corey Morris this week.
Love Boris.
Don't love my gym as much as I probably should. But Boris always has a way of just making it lighthearted. You can have a joke with him. And fun fact, I used to play cricket with Boris when I was about 15, and Boris was the wicket keeper, and he was about my age. So,
You know what? He actually reminds me of a wicket keeper now. You say that?
Short and he could bat a bit, Boz. And
Witty.
no, he's good. I really like what he does and the work he does with us players. So I feel like he was worthy this week.
Oh, that's fantastic. Love it.
Yep.
Great.
And obviously we'll get stuck into this part, Em, because this is the one you're itching to talk about. It's been a bloody long time, but the girls are back on the weekend in a big way too.
How good's the eye roll?
Yeah, in a big way. Em's just been talking to me about August 17th for about 6 months. So
Yeah, I have, because you guys get 24 opportunities to play and we only get 12 and we train for half the year. So I feel like you'd be in the same boat complaining if you were me.
Yeah, I know, but I don't make the schedule, so you can't get stuck into me about how many games you play, because I don't get to choose that, do I?
No, but anyways, as I just mentioned, we obviously played on the weekend. Round 1, it was huge. We beat Port Adelaide at Alberton Oval on Sunday. It was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Best time of our lives.
But tell us how it felt, because you had it all. You had debutantes, milestones,
We did.
returning stars. You had it all.
We did. So we had Georgie Brisbane, Bella Smith and Indy Strom as our debutantes. Bella has come from Sydney Swans, so she's played AFLW before, but Club Debbie. And then obviously Indy and Bella out there, Georgie out there, which was awesome. And then we had 50 gamers, Kiara Bowers, can you believe it? She's a bloody Brownlow medalist and only just got to 50 because she has had the most up and down wild journey, like her knee injuries, and then to have a baby and come back and play the way she did was out of this world. So we absolutely loved that. And then Gabby Newton, obviously our ever reliable inside mid. She's a gun. Jord, you experienced her kicking in the pre-season.
She's a very nice kick of the football.
Yep, so she had her 50th game as well, and all of her family. She had 14 family members come over from Melbourne as well, so it was really special, and it just makes you want to play a bit better, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yep,
No, it does.
so it was
And
really good.
Hayley Miller, 3 goals.
Hayley Miller, 3 goals. I tell you what, you see that blonde ponytail in the cage, you'd shit your knickers, wouldn't you?
Oh, wow. It's the Mums podcast again. Michelle
Just beat that
O'Driscoll's
out.
back. I don't know if I've ever shit my knickers, but
You jocks?
no.
Neither.
Anne Stannett, triple smother. We'll just get on with it.
Yeah, okay. Smother Teresa is what we
Yeah,
call her.
yeah.
She was unreal. Obviously, real captain's act. There's those 1%ers. She had 3 smothers on the far side. If you haven't seen the highlights, go and have a look because she's an unsung hero, which was really, really
Let's not
impressive.
forget her return game from an ACL as well.
Exactly it.
Yeah.
So for her to be able to come out there and, to be honest, she admitted it probably took her about 3 months to actually get back into the swing of things. Like, just with being in pain all the time, you just forget, I guess, what it's like to even go out there and play, let alone how fast the game becomes and all the skills obviously develop. So I just thought she fitted in so nicely. And again, it's been a long journey for her, so it was really nice to have her back out there. She kicked 2 snags as well.
I was going to say, she's
Really good.
still adjusting with 2 snags and a bit of impact. She's got a bright future ahead of her.
Yeah, no,
this
it
year.
was something else. Were you guys watching on or what?
Yeah, I was. Yep.
Yep. Watching on.
I like Meg's last quarter as well.
Oh.
Just running all day and just was getting to good spots. And then late in the game when everyone else was tired, she was just still working up and back and was really important.
Oh, I love that. She'll love that, Banners, because I sent her a voice message this morning actually saying how good she was. I thought her pressure, but even just she is like directing the forward line. She's saying, you've got to go now. I'm coming next. And just her work rate, second to none.
And GB, I'm just going to call it the BMW because it's like 3 letters. I watched her snag. I thought that was nice.
Oi, how good though. So Gabby, Webster, BMW,
That's what I call her.
has been tackled in the goal square, has got up, done a 360 and then snapped on goal.
That would be pretty deflating as a defender. You've just done an elite rundown
Literally
tackle.
what I said. If
You've
that
got her
happened
on
to the
the
other
deck
end.
and then she's just stood up and put it back over your head.
I think she jarred a big toe. It only just got over the line too.
Well, anyways, we'll take it.
And
It was unreal.
We don't need to talk anything about the men's game.
Okay.
We'll just brush that aside because, like I said, we've rung the bell. We've moved on.
Bell's been rung. There's a massive game this weekend anyway, which we'll touch on later. But for now, I reckon we get stuck into Bailey Banfield.
Yeah, we do. And we'll kick it right off with your footy journey, Banners. You lived in Broome until the end of year 7.
Yep.
Did you play much footy up there?
Yeah, love my footy since, day dot pretty much, kicking the footy with Dad in the backyard, played junior footy and Oz kick up there, played for the Broome Bulls.
Love it.
Yeah, which was pretty special and, yeah, love my footy.
And just growing up in Broome in general, how cool.
Oh, it was best childhood ever, just running around small country town. We had a really tight group of family friends and we just park up at the beach and Mum and Dad, everyone would bring an esky and a barbie and you cook up and you spend the whole day there running around playing chasey, and then by the time it got dark everyone pulls out the spotlights and you
I love
and
it.
you just keep going pretty much.
Yeah, can't
And
complain
it's
with
hot
that.
all the time.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Well, it's
Yeah.
too hot for periods, but this time of year it's Mickey
Sensational.
Mouse, yeah.
So then, obviously, footy journey for now, Em. We'll keep the footy going. But Banners, you would have been zoned to Claremont through
Yep.
the Kimberley. So you've come all the way through Claremont. You would have played development squads, Colts, reserves, league. Overlooked in your draft year,
Yep.
which led you to win the best and fairest at Claremont in 2017 as a 19-year-old, I believe.
Yep.
And talk us through that period and what that was like for you, because that's no mean feat.
Yeah, it was a really proud moment and winning that award, and it's obviously not getting drafted. It's a really tough period, and you go through all the emotions, and there's a build up obviously that year, and you're hoping that you will get a chance, and then you feel like your dreams are crumbling around you pretty much. But yeah, got back on the horse and was playing footy, and it's not a bad life as a waffle player when you're just at uni and I'm still living at home. So you go to uni for a couple of hours in the morning, get home at 2 o'clock, go over snooze, Mum will cook you dinner, go off to training, come back and dinner's all ready for you, and then you go to bed and do it again pretty much. So
I was actually going to say it was hard though because you're trying to balance both, but considering you got someone to do your housework for you, it's not too bad.
Cook your dinner and that sort of thing. So
And when you're as smart as this bloke, uni's probably pretty easy.
Yeah. Doesn't have to do anything, nah. What did you end up doing at uni?
I did my undergrad in commerce at
Yeah,
UWA.
cool.
Yeah, so that was one of the positives actually of not getting drafted, was I got 2 years of
Very
that
cool.
done before coming in. So then that gave me a lot more wiggle room and the ability to do other stuff as well. Whereas if you come in and you're straight into uni in your first year, it takes you 8 to 10 years to do a degree, just part-time and all that. So I was able to get it done in a couple, which was pretty cool.
That's what robs
But
me of
also
my
really
chance.
important. Remember, you can't even spell ATAR, so... No, but I think he's got nothing. He's speechless. Did we see that?
That's pretty rare.
I can spell.
No, you actually have said that you're good at spelling, aren't you?
Yeah, I know. But
Yep.
sorry, am I my knickers?
No, Banners, I think that's really important, though, to know that you were thinking about, obviously, things outside of footy at that time as well. Like, I feel like often if you've had that dream for so long, and I grew up, my brother's always having that dream of playing AFL footy, you tend to have that tunnel vision and don't think about what else there is. And so I think that's really important that you're advocating for everyone to have a job outside of footy or some sort of identity away from the game.
Yeah, especially for kids coming through. Like, AFL footy realistically is a small chance.
Yep.
And even in year 12, like, I didn't play much Colts footy and things because I was prioritising school and like, you only do year 12 once. Whereas I knew there would always be footy there kind of thing. And the next year was my draft year, so that was probably more important.
Yep.
But yeah, that's super important. And once you're in footy as well, just having a life outside and being a complete person, not just a footballer, is, so important.
Absolutely.
So you picked up our first pick in the rookie draft in 2017.
Yep.
And you debuted round 1 of 2018 against Port. What do you remember in that period? You obviously come in as a rookie pick, but it's often it's not overhyped or underhyped, but once you get to the club, draft picks don't really matter.
Yeah, I was one of 10 draftees that year, and then we had a couple other blokes coming into the club in Brandon Matera and Nath Wilson from GWS and Gold Coast. So there was a big group of us coming in, and you kind of all just get lumped in together as first years, and especially when there's 10 of us, they would have been going like,
Yep.
we don't know these guys from a bar of soap pretty much. We had a pretty horrific camp like 2 days in where we got sent into the hills and we were doing SAS and getting starved and
No
had
way.
half an apple in 24 hours. So that was welcome to the footy club and a shock to the system, and sleeping on the bare ground with 4 sleeping bags between the 8 blokes. So I was snuggling up next to Lloyd Meek in this sleeping bag, and he's a pretty big fella. So there wasn't much room in it for me.
Surely that's not a thing anymore.
No, not anymore.
But no, there was some funny moments in that first pre-season. I remember one pre-season game. So we went across to Adelaide and we were playing a pre-season game, and they took a couple of the first years along. And for the first 3 quarters, my job was, just in case there was an extra rotation, I would come on if they didn't want to compromise anybody else's rest. So there was a couple of occasions where me and Steph Giro, we'd come on for 30 seconds while Fifey had like the last 30 seconds of his 5-minute rotation, or whoever it was, Dave Mundy. So we'd come on, run around for 30 seconds, and then we'd get the message, come back off. So you'd turn around and run back off. And then,
No way.
And that was the first 3 quarters of that game. Then the last quarter, when Aaron Sandlands and a couple of other boys came off they'd done their minutes, then we actually got to run around and play a proper game, and went all right in that game and had some good pressure acts. And I remember Ross saying in the team meeting afterwards, if this little from Claremont can do it, then anybody can, kind of thing. Like, why aren't more blokes getting after it, kind of thing. So
far out, Ross.
And I think that was part of that was one of the reasons why I got picked early in that year, was because I had a decent pre-season and took some opportunities when they came.
No, well done. And why
incredible.
the number 41?
We just got allocated in your draft order what the empty numbers were, and we all got, so Switter was a couple draft picks before me, and then Steph Giro was the other rookie draft, so he was 42.
But you couldn't just choose what out of the numbers that were available?
No, I think Andy and and Adam Chera might have got a choice, being top 5 draft picks, and they got to choose, and then the rest of us just went, whatever you got given.
Far out, the double standards, eh?
Yeah, but I quite like 41, and I feel like I've made it my own. And
Absolutely.
name's on the locker now, which is a pretty special.
100%.
Sure have made it your own. And another question, actually. In your time at Freo, how many games? You're over 100, well and truly now. Favourite on-field memory or moment so far in your career?
Far out.
The 100th game was pretty special earlier this year, and just it was at home in the Derby, and it was a good win. And just like that little bit of reflection as well that you have around some of those big games. Being a part of the Doggies game, I was actually the unused sub that day, but just the atmosphere and just the energy was absolutely electric. So they're 2 of probably my highlights.
I love that you didn't even have to play and you still felt that. That's so cool.
I had the best seat in the house.
Yeah.
Like, I was sitting on the bench, and you're kind of seeing the boys problem solve and figure out what's going on, and then was barracking along with everybody else in the stadium as we got that comeback going, which was pretty special.
Amazing. Absolutely love it. Sentimental bloke. I absolutely love it, Banners. And speaking of sentimental, I hope your wife is at home, sentimental with you, Julia. But for now, she has sent in a few things that are going to stitch you up on this podcast.
Beautiful.
So please continue to show love and care to her, even following this. We'll start the Banners story section off with you not being able to go a single day without playing LinkedIn puzzles. Talk us through this.
Yeah, I've got couple 100-day streak pretty much since they started. I love my like puzzles. I always do the Wordle and crossword and stuff on the New York Times games. And then LinkedIn popped up one day. So it's part of my nighttime routine. They open up at about 7:30 at night, and there's a little mini Sudoku. There's a little like maze thing that you've got to do. There's a like a fill in the gaps, and there's just gets your brain going.
But
and
on
it's always
LinkedIn,
fun. Yeah, LinkedIn, and it's just wherever they're coming.
Talking about getting your brain going, I'm struggling to get mine going after reading this. You cannot eat apples whole or cut. It must be slinkied.
Yeah. Does anyone know what a slinky apple is?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Sorry, but also I'm just pausing for the fact that was the best segue Jordan's ever used in his whole entire life. Well done.
Em's after me today. That's all right. No. But let's not take the light off the it must be slinkied part. Talk me through that. Skin on, skin off.
Skin on. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not a child, obviously.
Yeah.
Not a child, but has to be slinky.
Well, so
I've not seen a slinky thing since 2016.
I've actually got about 3 of them, and you kind of rotate through them a little bit, and so they're always clean and that sort of thing.
All the same?
So, yeah, pretty much. And I've got them as gifts and stuff over the years, but yeah.
So people know this about you?
Yeah, all the boys.
Well, now they do.
The boys who live with me used to take the piss out of me all the time. So you slinky it, and then you've got this apple that's juicy because it's like been freshly cut essentially. And then you just go and do whatever you're doing. You go sit, watch TV, you're reading your book, you're doing whatever with the dog, and you just eat it. And then at the end, the core's already gone because it's been slinkied out. And you just keep going with your day. You don't have to come back to the bin. You're not walking around the house with it in your hand.
Okay, so you're saying it's for convenience.
Yeah, and they 100% taste better too. Like,
No, but see,
that's a hill
I think it
that is
takes
a
the
hill
juice
I'll
out of
die
it.
on.
Really?
Like, why wouldn't it dry it out?
No, but it like encourages the juice.
Encourages
Yeah.
this.
I see it as an inconvenience. I'll grab it out the fridge, eat it, apple core, throw it over there, and keep walking on with me day. Because they're biodegradable. Bird food.
Do you know that? Sorry,
Yep.
we're talking to Mr. Sustainability over here.
Yep.
Okay, well, anyways, I can see both sides. I think I'd rather just grab it and go.
When was the last time you had a slinky though?
But I don't have the time.
Don't knock it till you
I
try
actually
it.
won't. Yeah, I didn't mind a slinky. Every day at school, I used to line up at recess and get my apple slinky. Don't worry about that.
So this just brings back some of
Okay,
those
yeah, that's nice. Nostalgic. Let's go get our apple slinky together.
You pretend to be an egg when you go swimming in the ocean. So you scrunch up and just float.
Nah, that's not real.
No,
Can't be real.
That's a true story. So it's like a mindfulness thing. You're just floating in the ocean and just bobbing along in the waves, and there's a bit of swell, and you just
I think I'd drown.
Well, obviously you come up for breath when you need to. And we're actually in Broome last year or year before, and I was travelling with Switter, and I was taking him up to Broome and showing him around, and I'm floating in the ocean doing my thing, and he's sitting there looking at me going, "This idiot." And then this bloke actually walks up and asks him, like, "Oh, is your mate all right? He looks like he's dead." And Switter just had to say, like, "Yes,
He's
all
fine.
right.
This is his thing."
He's just been an egg.
That is bizarre.
That is.
Anyways, it's a fun fact though. Not many people would know. There you
Yeah,
go.
no,
Yeah.
that's a bit of a stitch up there.
Go be mindful, roll around in the ocean.
Well, it's just you hear the waves along the sand, and yeah.
Gorgeous. You just keep doing
That's
banners.
That's another hill that I'll die on. I love it.
Okay, perfect. Well, I've got a big one here. Now, this is actually criminal. I'm pausing because it's so dramatic. You lost your wedding ring
Yeah,
because you used it as a fidget spinner.
pretty much. Yeah.
Talk us through this story. What the hell? And what did Julia, your wife, say? Oh, it's back now.
So this is number 2 because I had to get it remade, and I went for a week without one, or I went for a couple of weeks thinking I'd find it, hoping Jules wouldn't notice. Eventually, I had to fess up, and I just I'm a bit fidgety, and I'm always
Sensory, yeah.
always doing something. So that's just, and I've never worn jewelry before getting married, and so it's just new and shiny, literally. And so I just play with it and muck
Off
around
your
with
finger
it.
though, not on your finger.
So pull it off, and
Perfect, of course.
Jules will see it spinning in the air, and she'll yell at me. And so I'm actually not sure when I lost it. So Jules has been going back and forth to Darwin for uni. She's actually at uni in Darwin, and this year she's doing placement in Perth. So she just has to go back a couple times a year for intensive unit. So I dropped her off at the airport, Came home, stopped off for lunch on my way home, and then got home, was going about my day, and then like that night realised, where is it? I don't have it. And I still don't know at what point in the day I've lost it. And so Jules was away for that initial period, so I'm around the house looking and I'm trying to, and I'm thinking, oh, it'll turn up, it's in my car somewhere, it's in a couch cushion or something. And I'd actually lost my phone as well.
You're in shambles.
I was in shambles, yeah. So my phone it was post-game, my phone was in the phone box. Normally everyone then takes it out of the phone box and then you go about your day. But this day, Paulie's actually just left my phone in the box, closed it, taken it to Coburn after a night game. So I'm going, after the game, going, where's my phone gone?
No.
And Paulie's already halfway down the freeway. So I've gone, rather than going down to Coburn, then back home, I'll go for a couple of days without my phone until next time I'm in the club. So I'm telling Jules this like a week or two later that I've lost my phone, and she goes, hang on. You didn't have your phone, so you couldn't message me at all. You've just dropped me off at the airport. You've gone and had lunch by yourself in a cafe. Who does that? And then you've just been incognito for like the next 2 days with no contact to me at all.
And you've got no wedding ring.
And I've got no wedding ring. So she's like, where did you lose it?
And what's
Why
happened?
did you take it off?
Yeah.
So she was getting into me for a little while. And there was some, and then she's telling my family this story, and Dad just looks at her and goes, yeah, no, that's really sus. So Dad's just throwing me under the bus.
It's
as well.
all fine because you've got the replacement now.
So I've got the replacement,
Thank
and
God.
I'm under strict instructions. If I lose number 2, it's divorceable.
Okay,
So this one's been on the finger a little bit more. Still comes off every now and again, but I'm very careful.
No,
much more careful.
Together,
now.
happily married.
Yep.
Let's actually just touch on the wedding. It was last year. Was it the best day of your life?
It was. And some people told me that leading up, and I was kind of like, oh, like,
whatever.
Will it be that good? Like, it's just a party at the end of the day. But it genuinely was the best day of my life, and just spending it with her.
Where was it?
Out in the hills. It's this place called Mason Mill. It was a beautiful venue. And we actually got married the day before, officially registered and whatnot in a little place in the city.
Cool.
Which I left our marriage certificate at the bar that we went to for drinks. The next, literally
Banners,
within 30 minutes, I'd lost our wedding certificate. So Dad had to go on a little adventure the next morning to go and find it for us.
This is ridiculous.
So the marriage is off to a good start. I've lost wedding ring, marriage certificate, but we've replaced the wedding ring and we found the marriage certificate.
Perfect.
So,
built resilience.
Yep. So we're testing the relationship early.
I feel like that's something you'd do, Jord,
Probably. I'll let you know when I get there.
if you ever do.
Yeah.
next year sometime.
Well, a little segue into the other important relationship in your life, and this is probably why you took your wedding ring off, is to hang out with Switter. What does he mean to you?
He's one of my great mates. Got drafted together. Lived together with him for a couple of years. We've spent a lot of time together. And I think as we've got older, so we came in, as I said, with 10 of us. There's only 3 of us left, Switter, Andy and myself.
So cool.
So there's kind of less people that have come through that journey with you, and we've got a really young group, and we're kind of 2 older heads. So we spend a fair bit of time together, and he's a great mate. He's somebody that I lean on a lot. He's a wise old man, and he has been since he was about 12, I reckon. So he's somebody that, love hanging out with, lean on a lot, and he's a very, very good mate.
Love it. And speaking on being wise, you are also very wise in your own department as well. You're not just a player at this club, but you also have another role. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah,
called you Mr. Sustainability before.
So I'm the club's sustainability officer, have been for the last 4 years now, I think. So that just kind of came out of my passion for the environment and looking after it, and it's something that's really important to me, and I think should be really important to everybody. It's an issue that is affecting all of us right now, and particularly when I think about my kids, my future kids and their kids, it's gonna, like, the world that we live in has the potential to be very, very different, and the life that they will have the ability to lead could be different if we don't get our act together and start improving some of the way that we do things. And that's all in our control. The technology and a lot of the infrastructure and the ability to do it is there, and it's just about actually getting up and doing it, and being brave in a sense as well. And like you think of some of the social issues from past times, and like slavery and women not being able to vote and things like that, and you think, how could we have done that? How was that normal 100 years ago, 50 years ago? And I truly believe that this is the issue that our kids will be saying to us, I cannot believe you drove petrol cars. I cannot believe that you every item came individually packaged at the shops and things like that. I think that's going to be something that the world is shifting towards. The quicker we shift the world, the better off our future generations are going to be. And as a footy club, I think we've got a great power and an ability to connect to members and fans and to tell a story. So that's something that I'm really trying to build within the club. And we've been looking after our own backyard for this initial period, and making sure that we're operating as well as we can, being as sustainable and as we can. And then I think the next step and the area for growth for us is then communicating some of that story with our members and fans. And we're not saying that anybody needs to be perfect. Life's too hard for that. Everything costs money and all that. We understand that. But if everybody can be a little bit better and a little bit more accepting and aware of the impact that we're having, that impact will go a long way.
Well, that was pretty much a mic drop answer there, but I just want to quickly touch on some of the initiatives we're currently doing around the club, including the bins, if you can just touch on that, but also what your goals are in this space over the next year.
Yeah, so we've done a number of things. We've measured our carbon footprint, which is the first step, I guess, of understanding what our footprint is, and a lot of it obviously is travel and things that are unavoidable with the way that we do business, and we're an AFL club that has to travel for our games and yours. And so but within this facility and things, there are things that we can improve. So we've done a carbon footprint audit. We've come up with a plan of how to reduce that. Part of that as well is looking after our waste and getting more bins in and more options so that things can be more efficiently sorted. So that not as much is going to landfill, because that is a big contributor.
And it's so easy, right?
Yeah.
For us to fix.
It should be. And the girls are a lot better, I think, than the boys. The boys can be a little bit lazy at times, which is a constant battle, and I don't want to be the bin police, but sometimes it's hard work. And what I want to do in this space is kind of what I was talking about, is using our platform, and we're a trusted member of the community and part of society, and we've got touch points with so many different people. And what I really want is to spark conversations, whether it's parents telling their kids when they come to the footy, like, oh, Freo are doing this and this is why they're doing it, or just as likely it's kids telling their parents, Mum and Dad, this is important to me. I love that Freo are doing this. Can we do this at home?
Love it.
Because that's the way the world's going, and if we can speed that up and encourage that as much as we can.
All right, we're going to move on, but absolutely love your answer there, Banners, to our final segment, second last segment, getting defensive.
I don't like Freo. I've never liked Freo.
Nah, that's
a lot of feedback on Twitter,
I know,
so I don't like. I'll take
it's all
that
tongue in
back.
cheek.
George, do you want to be the question master for this one?
Sure, I can.
Nice and fast.
I can. So, Banners, just a couple of quick fire questions coming your way. We just want one word or short answers. So, you ready?
Sure.
What's your coffee order?
Long black.
Favourite board game?
Risk.
Nice. Name another team you follow in another sport.
San Francisco 49ers.
Favourite AFL player you used to watch growing up?
Matty Pritis. Favourite
subject back in school?
Economics.
Morning person or a night person?
Morning.
What's your go-to pub meal?
Steak Sanger.
Favourite footy ground to play on?
Optus.
Do you face towards the water in the shower or away from it?
Oh, towards the water, like up.
Yep.
Egg's not an answer.
Which celebrity annoys you the most?
Katy Perry.
And what show are you currently watching?
Sunderland Till I Die.
Nice.
Sorry, we weren't going to touch on it, but we have to say, great board game. Everyone uses Monopoly. We love when someone says something different.
Yep.
Risk.
Risk.
Love it.
Very nice.
And love that your subject in school is not just sport. That's incredible.
Yeah, I was keen to hear his subject, economics. It's my Achilles heel, along with every other subject in school.
Too much maths and words.
Yeah, too much everything.
I don't even think, oh gosh, that's so funny.
And quickly touch on the McFarlane medal.
Oh, Luke McFarlane right on half-time. It's McFarlane! And Luke McFarlane!
Sorry, Banners. Because we've missed a couple of episodes, it can stretch back over the last couple of weeks, but it's usually an incredible defensive act from the weekend, or in this case, a couple of weeks ago. So if you got one that comes to mind.
I'm just going to start because I've got one.
Yep.
On the weekend, we had Indy Strom, obviously first gamer, had a massive spoil on the line to stop a goal going through, which was awesome because she had to run like 50 metres to get all the way back to the line. No one else was there. She was on her own and sported over, which was bloody huge.
Right on.
Some other Teresa's efforts probably get a run, but Carlos had one late last week?
Yep.
Big spoil and then followed up with a smother on the line.
There you go.
And then Chappie loved it so much he forgot to keep playing footy and started celebrating with Carl even though the footy was still in. So I'm sure you can play that clip over this, but if you just watch Chappie, he just runs straight to Carl and starts celebrating and his man's going to try and win the footy behind him.
Love it.
And I'm going to go for Banners. We saw a clip in our backs meeting, big reach around spoil. Had no right to actually get a hand on it, but you did somehow and didn't just get a hand on it, you pumped it. So it was a great spoil and a great closeout, which is what we like in our backline meetings.
We absolutely do, and hopefully we see a lot more of it because you guys have one round left for the home and away season against the Western Bulldogs at Marvel this Sunday. Our girls' game is Saturday, so be at Freo Oval and then watch the men's game wherever you are on Sunday because it's going to be huge. Boys, it means so much to the club, to you guys. How are we feeling?
No, we're feeling good. We obviously had to review the game from Friday, but it was, obviously you always take some learnings out of it, and it didn't quite go perfect for us. So, I think the main message is we just get back to playing our way because our way's been bloody good enough.
Absolutely.
For a large part of this year.
Yeah, there's plenty of things that were in our control that we could have fixed, and we were right in the game for long periods despite that. And it's just finals come early this week, which is bloody exciting.
Absolutely.
How lucky are we?
Very, very lucky. All right, we'll see you next week for another ep.
Let's go.
Thank you very much.